ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति सुपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नम ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवगौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So it's been a while since we have resumed back our online sessions, but today we will not be having our regular Bhagavad Gita session. In fact, today is a very special day, as we all know. We all are celebrating Deepavali across the country, uh, but Deepavali is a very special day for the devotees of the Supreme Lord. One of the main reasons being, like everybody knows, how Sri Ramachandra came back on this day. So this day shows the victory of, goodness over the evil, the victory of love over hate, the victory of light over darkness. It's a very auspicious day, falling in the very auspicious month of Kartik, which is in fact the favorite month of Srimati Radharani. And because it is Srimati Radharani's month, it is the favorite month of Krishna. So we are in the most auspicious time of the year, celebrating one of the most auspicious, uh, what do you say, festivals that we have. So it is a very very special day, and I have uh, come to give you a very very special class, which is on a Leela, which is close to the hearts of all the Vaishnavas. So, for the pleasure of all the devotees, for the pleasure of each and every one of you, I will try a little bit from my end to do justice to this Leela. So it is like an ocean. The more and more, you can go into the depth and depth of the Leela, and you can just enjoy, keep relishing the Leela. So, not wasting any further time, we will get into the Leela. Today's topic is Damodar Lila, which is, we all know about this Leela, that how Krishna was bound by Mother Yashoda because he was very naughty. But we will try to squeeze out some rasa, or some flavors and some taste, some nectar out of the very words of Srimad Bhagavatam today. So I have selected some verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, which describes about this very specific Damodar Leela, right? So let's get into the Leela. Correct. Let me share the screen. One second. I hope that everybody can see the screen. Correct. So Krishna, bound by the rope of love. This is uh, the name most suitable, I think so, which this particular topic deserves. Correct. So these are some verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, which specifically describes this Leela, like what exactly happened. right? I am putting these Sanskrit, in this particular section. I have actually taken, copied and pasted it from Veda base only. The Srimad Bhagavatam, the original verses I have kept, because uh, it is very important to understand that the words of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is coming from Shukadev Goswami, it is very dear to Krishna, right? Because it is the sound incarnation of Krishna, in a way you can say. So that is why it is very important that we, even though we know or we don't know Sanskrit, even if we know the meaning or we don't know, even if we know to pronounce it or don't know to pronounce it, but still it is very important that we try from our end to understand, or to at least get in touch with Srimad Bhagavatam, because it's Krishna himself, right? So we will start. एकदा गृहदासीषु यशोदानन्दगेहिनी कर्मांतर नियुक्तासु निर्ममंथ स्वयं दधि. एकदा, एक दिन, one day, गृहदासीषु यशोदानंदगेहिनी कर्मांतर नियुक्तासु. So there were many grihadasis, or there were many servants in the home of Yashoda, right? Why? Because Yashoda is Nanda Gehini. She is the queen of Vrindavan. So she had many servants at her home who would do a lot of chores, like milking the cows and taking out the butter and curd and everything. These things were done by the Grihadasis, the servants at the home of Yashoda Maharani. Because she is Nanda Gehini, she is the queen of Braja, right? But one fine day, what did she do? Ekada Karmantara Niyukta. So she actually engaged every servants in different works. And what did she do? Nirmamanta Swayam Dadhi. She decided that I will churn the butter myself, right? So she is the queen of Vrindavan. She is not really accustomed to do this. How do we know that? Because Shukadev Goswami uses the word Swayam in this, right? Nirmamanta Swayam Dadi. खुद वो करने लगी. Why the Swayam has a stress on it? Because she is not accustomed to do it, right? इसलिए उधर मेंशन किया गया. यूजुअली गृहदासियां करते हैं, अभी उनको दूसरे कामों में लगाकर खुद अपने पुत्र के लिए दधी मनने लगी यशोदा माई. एकदा. Now Srila Sanatan Goswami, he says that this ekada, this one day here, was the day of Deepavali, right? The very day we are sitting in, this was that day, correct? On which 5000 years ago, Mother Yashoda, she decided that I will for myself, churn out the butter. So now the question may arise that why did Yashoda Maiya think that way? ऐसा क्यों सोचे? अचानक से क्यों उनको ऐसा लगा कि मैं खुद से ही अपने पुत्र के लिए दधी मंथू? इसीलिए क्योंकि अब तक बहुत सारे कंप्लेंट्स आने लगे थे ब्रज में, right? Many gopis, the elderly gopis who were friends of Yashoda Mahesh, they would come and complain about Krishna, that your child, you think he is innocent, he comes to our home and steals butter. And Yashoda Maya would be like, she would look at the face of Krishna, and Krishna is smiling, and she thinks that, oh, my innocent boy, why would he come to your house? I am the queen of Vrindavan. I have 9 lakh cows in my home. Why would my child come to your place to steal butter? That to steal, not even ask for butter, for stealing butter. So initially, her parental love, that wouldn't allow her only to think that way, that my child could do. अरे आपसे कुछ गलती हो गया रहेगा, ऐसा she would think. But then later she was contemplating and she was worrying actually. The complaints, it started uh, getting increased. Like many people were complaining now, and she was very worried कि मेरा लड़का ऐसा चोरी करने लगा तो आगे जाके बड़ा चोर बन जाएगा. She was very worried कि my son, he will become a very big thief. Today he is stealing butter. Tomorrow he will steal something else. Day after that, he will be stealing some women. He will become a very big thief. So she was very afraid. So, and in a way, Krishna is a big thief. We all know that. Braje prasiddham navanita chauram gopangananam cha dukula chauram aneka janma arjita papa chauram chauragraganyam purusham namami. Like that, there is a prayer. Chaurashtakam. The Ashtakam means 8 verses, and there is an 8 verse glorifying Chaura Agraganya, the best among the thieves, the number one thief. Who is that? That is Krishna. How is he known? Bilwangal Thakur says, Braje Prasiddham Navanita Chauram. He is known in Braj. He is very famous in Braj. And for what is he famous? Navanita Chauram. Because he is a thief in Braj. He is a number one thief, and he is famous that way because he steals what? Navanitam. Fresh butter. Right? Navanita Chauram. Gopangananam cha Dukula Chauram. All the Gopas, all the Brajavasis, he steals away their miseries, their tensions and everything. Dukula Chauram. Aneka Janma Arjita Papa Chauram. Oh, he is such a big thief. What does he do? Somebody who starts doing his bhajan, somebody who starts thinking of him, somebody who chants his holy names. What does he do? Aneka Janma Arjita Papa Chauram. That person has committed lots and lots of sins throughout so many lifetimes, crores of lifetimes. But what does he do? Aneka Janma Arjita Papa Chauram. He steals away all those sins. Chauragra Gandhyam Purusham Nama. My dear Lord, you are what? Chaura Agragandhyam. You are the best among the thieves. Purusham Namami. I bow down unto you. Like that, Bilwangal Thakur says in his famous Chaurashtakam. So he is a great thief. And everybody in Vrindavan, they would come and, just complain about him. And they would come to complain because they want to see Krishna. Right? They are okay with his stealing and everything, but they just want to see Krishna. That's why they would come. And Mother Yashoda would say that, okay, then I will not let him go anywhere only. I will not let him wear any jewelry or anything because it shines and he will come to steal to your place. And all these gopis would say that, no, no, no need, no need. He is very beautiful. He is a small child. Let it be. So the Gopikas of Vrindavan, they enjoy Krishna stealing. They want Krishna to come to their house and steal. But why would they complain? They would complain because they want to see Krishna. So they want to go and meet Krishna. That's why. So, because all these complaints were coming, Yashoda Maya was very worried about her son's future. And she thought for herself that because at my home, I am not preparing the butter myself, maybe the butter is not that tasty, right? That's why he goes to other homes to steal butter and yogurt and everything. So what will I do? I will do that chore myself, she decided. Even though she is the queen of Vrindavan, she decides that no, for my son's future, I have to do it. Right? I have to make tasty preparations for my son. So that's why what did she do? Ekada grihadaseshu Yashodananda Gehini Karmantara Niyuktasu Nirmamanta Swayam Dadhi. She decides that I will do Dadi Mantan on my own. Right, this ekada signifies that this was on this day, Diwali, right, Deepavali day. She decided early in the morning, 4 o'clock. She Krishna was sleeping by her side. Krishna would sleep with her only. He's a small boy. It is said that till the time he became a little big, no, he would stay in the uh, vicinity of Mother Yashoda, Rohini, and all the elderly gopis who were friends of Mother Yashoda. Because children are like that, correct? They would stay with their mother. They are more attached towards their mother. So Krishna was a mama's boy, so he would stay with her, and naturally he was sleeping with her. And Yashoda, she slipped out and she went for preparing butter on her own for her child. It was 4 o'clock, Brahma Muhurta, when she went on the day of Deepavali. Correct? यानि यानि ह गीतानि तद्बालचरितानि च दधि निर्मन्तने काले मरन्ति तान्यगायत. So, how was she preparing butter for Krishna? Shukdev Goswami says that What was she doing exactly? So when she was preparing, she was doing that Dadimantan. At that point, she was singing. What was she singing? Yani yani iha gitani tad bala charitani cha. Tad bala, her child. She had only one child, that is Krishna, right? So she was singing about Tad bala charitani cha, his charita, his stories, which were famous in Vrindavan, like he killed Putana, and one day Shakatasur died, and all these things. They would make songs about it. So it is a nature of the spiritual world that every speech, Brahmaji says in his Brahma Samhita, that every speech in Goloka Vrindavan, they speak in poetry, they sing it in specific ragas, and with all those intricacies. They make poems out of it and sing it regularly. So, Mother Yashoda, she was actually singing the glories of her child. Tat Bala Charitanija, whatever he has done, she was just remembering, she was absorbed in it, and she was doing her Dadimantan as a seva for Krishna. Our acharyas say that this is the correct mood in which one should render service to the Supreme Lord, right? We must, with our vacha, with our tongue, we have to glorify the Supreme Lord. We have to take his holy name, chant and sing his glories. With our hands and body, we have to work for Krishna in his service, right? And in our mind, we should think of Krishna totally. And this is exemplified by Sri Yashoda Maya here. Now, while doing this, she had kept some milk, to boil some milk on the stove inside, right? And this is very special milk. Actually, our acharyas say that this milk, ये जो दूध था, it was from a particular set of cows. Okay, and this cow's name was Padma Gandha, right? Her name was Padma Gandha. So Padma Gandha is a specific set of cows which were only kept for the milk to feed Krishna. Why? Because they were very experts, first of all, to like to select the grasses, which grasses are healthy and which grasses are fragrant, which herbs you can eat, because of which it will be very fragrant and healthy for Krishna. So such cows, they were kept together, and their milks were also fed to some other cows. And those cows are so special that the fragrance of that cow resembles that of Padma lotus. So that's why her name is Padma Gandha. So this Padma Gandha cow's milk, they she wanted to use that specific milk for churning butter for Krishna. So that she had kept on the stove. And now she was singing the glories of her child and churning, buttermilk. At that point, Krishna wakes up, and that it is very interesting. Like Shukdev Goswami uses some words, and it is so contradictory and beautiful. See, Shukdev Goswami just didn't say that Krishna woke up, but Shukdev Goswami says that Krishna wakes up with a desire. What is that desire? Tam stanya kama asadya matnantim jananim harihi गृहीत्वा दधिमन्थानं न्यषेधत प्रीतिमावहन. Shukadeva Goswami says that now Krishna is a small child. You see, Krishna is not just a child, right? Krishna is a child, but Krishna is the Supreme Lord himself. And now his most dear devotee, his own mother, like Janani, the word used by Shukadeva Goswami is Janani. Janani मतलब जिनसे हम जन्म लेते हैं. That Mother Yashoda, she is doing all this seva for whom? Krishna, and she is doing it out of love. And that love is doing what to the heart of Krishna? That is being stated by Shukdev Goswami here. He says that Tam stanya kama asadya mathnantim jananim harihi. So Krishna, he woke up, right? He woke up and he was very restless, and he was saying, where is my mother? And he heard the voice of his mother. She was singing. But what happened to Krishna's heart? Stam stanya kama asadya. Krishna had a desire. What was the desire of Krishna? Stanya kama. He wanted to drink the milk of Mother Yashoda. Now, this is actually very special. Why? Because who is Krishna? Akamo sarvakamo va mokshaka. Krishna is somebody who has no desire. Krishna has no desire. He is Atma Rama. He is somebody who enjoys in himself, who is ecstatic by his own nature. He is not like us. He is not like us. He does not have any desires. Right? So that supreme personality of Godhead, who has no desires, who is complete in himself, who is Satchit and Ananda, whose Swarup is made up of bliss, that Supreme Lord desired what? To drink the milk of his mother. You see, what is the glory of Yashoda Maya? That Supreme Lord who is desireless, who fulfills others' desires, who is the one who gives ananda to others, he desired to drink the milk of his devotee. Right? Tam stanya kama asadya mathanantim jannim. And what did he do? He appeared there at once. He got down from his bed, he was rubbing his eyes, and he came to that spot where Mother Yashoda, she was sitting and singing about him, and she was just absorbed. She is in ecstasy, in trance, in a way. And what did Krishna do? Krishna does a very smart move here. See, he is a very little boy. He grihitva dadhimandnanam. He comes and catches that rod with which Yashoda Maya is actually churning the curd. And he catches that, because of which the rod stops. So Manthan ruk gaya, right? And Yashoda Maya notices this. She is very happy. She is thinking that my child is so smart. Huh? He is so intelligent. He knows that how to, stop it. Wow, she's actually she's excited. She thinks that wow, मेरा बच्चा बड़ा हो गया and बहुत बुद्धिमान बन रहा है मेरा बच्चा. At that point, what did Krishna do? तमङ्कमारूढम् अपाययत्स्तनं स्नेहस्नुतं सस्मितमीक्षति मुखम् अतृप्तमुत्सृज्य जवेन सायया उत्सेच्यमाने पयसि त्वधिश्रिते. So Mother Yashoda, when she saw her child, she embraced him and allowed him to climb on her. So he himself climbed on Mother Yashoda. She embraced her child and she started feeding him with her milk. And now Krishna is drinking the nectar of Yashoda Maya's love. Then, at this point, our acharyas say that, actually, Srimad Bhagavatam says that at this point, the milk from the Padmagandha cows that uh, Sri Yashoda Maya had kept on the stove, they started boiling, right? And it was going to be wasted. At this point, what did Yashoda Maya do? She took off Krishna, placed him there, and went to take that milk of the stuff. Now it is very interesting. Shukdev Goswami uses the word in that verse. He says that Krishna was atripta. He was not getting satisfied only because of the excessive love of Yashoda Maya. Krishna was reciprocating and he was just enjoying her milk. पेट ही नहीं भर रहा था भगवान का. And at this time, the Padmagandha cow's milk, which was on that stove, it was thinking that what is our value compared to the milk of Yashoda Maya. Will Krishna ever look at us? ये सोच के वो लोग सोचे कि हम आत्महत्या कर लेते हैं, एंड दैट्स व्हाई दे बॉइल्ड एंड स्पिल्ड ओवर टू द फायर. The acharya say like this. And Yashoda Maya, she goes to take that, milk, take off the milk from the stove, and Krishna doesn't like this, right? So in this particular section we can see that how Krishna developed a desire, and Krishna is not satisfied also, but we say that Krishna is ever satisfied. But here in this leela you see that for the pleasure of the devotee, Krishna, sometimes he gets off from his bhagavata and completely exhibits his sweetness, and it is reserved for the especially and exclusively for the brajavasis, you see here. And what happened to Krishna next? Sanjatakopaha स्फुरितारुणारुढ सन्दश्य दद्भिर्दधिमन्थभाजनम् भित्त्वा मृषाश्रुर्दृशदश्मनारहो जघासहयङ्गवमन्तरं गतः. What happened to Krishna? Because she neglected Krishna, कृष्णा को गुस्सा आया अभी. कृष्णा से कोप आ गया भगवान में. संजात कोप. नाउ कोप, लाइक भगवान को कैसे गुस्सा आ गया? फर्स्ट कृष्णा इज गेटिंग काम, ही इज गेटिंग डिजायर, देन आफ्टर दैट नाउ ही इज गेटिंग कोपा, right? This is not something which is seen in Krishna usually. Like it is said that when Sri Ramachandra, when Sri Ramachandra was informed that you are going to be the next king and tomorrow is your coronation, he was not like very much exploding in happiness or anything. He was normal. The very next day, Kaikeyi comes and demands Sri Ramachandra to go to forest for 14 years and forget about being a king. He was the same, right? Why? Because he is Bhagavan. He is Atmaram. He is balanced and equipoised always. But here in Braja, only in Braja, you see such things that Sanjata Kopaha, that Supreme Lord, whose incarnation is Sri Ramachandra, he is getting Kopa. He is not Tripta. He is getting desire. Right? What is the glory of Yashoda Maya, you think? Such a sweet pastime. So Krishna exhibits his complete sweetness in Vrindavan. It is not found anywhere else. Not in any Vaikuntha planets, but only in Goloka Vrindavan, he exhibits his 100% sweet nature. And this is a part of that nature. When we say kama or kopa or atripta in this section, we should not think that it is like the mundane desires and the mundane anger that we carry. It is a product of the three modes of material nature. Krishna is beyond them. Krishna does not have that. Krishna is having spiritual this thing. Why? Because he want to reciprocate with his mother. What did he do? Sanjata kopaha. He, like, anger came out of him. Sanjata kopaha. Spurita aruna adharam. Now what did he do? He he had white, small white shining, you know, like the buds of jasmine flower. He had teeth, like he had nice teeth, and with that teeth, what did he do? He, he actually bit his own red lips. है ना, गुस्सा आता तो करता है ना लोग ऐसा, like the Krishna did. See how sweet he would be. He's a little Gopal and he is doing this. So Sanjata Kopaha Spuritarunadharam Sandashya Dadbhir Dadimanta Bhajanam, and he was very angry on Mother Yashoda. मेरी माँ है, बच्चे को पिलाती नहीं है, मेरे से ज्यादा इसको दूध की पड़ी है, ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? And he was very very angry. And what did Krishna do? Krishna saw a little piece of stone there in the side. He took that, and that pot in which Yashoda Maya was preparing that day, he actually broke it. And Bhitwa, he was afraid then, because now I have done this in anger. Now my Maya will come and beat me. So he was actually afraid also. And because of that, what did he do? Mrisha Ashru, crocodile tears, fake tears. Sometimes children, if they do something mischievous, they start crying also together. Out of fear, they start crying also. And it is actually fake tears. It is not because they are sad. It is because they have done something wrong and they know that. So they start crying. So Krishna also started crying with Mrisha Ashru. Drishad Asmanaraho. And what did he do? He ran away. He ran away from that place. Before his Maya comes and beats him up, he ran away to some other room. Right. Then, once he reached there, what did he do? Actually, it is not just that he reached that place and he, tried to hid himself. No, he is so naughty. He went there, and because इतना गुस्सा आ गया था, इतना कोप आ गया था. So what did he do? He went inside a room where all the butter pots were kept. He went there. He started eating butter on his own. यहाँ तक ठीक था. He started stealing butter from his own home now. वहां तक फिर भी ठीक था. Now he calls out to his friends, whom? Monkeys. He starts calling all the monkeys and crows inside the room and starts distributing them also. He will eat one hand and rest of the pot he will give to the monkeys. He will donate to everyone. Now our acharyas make a very beautiful point here. Somebody might have doubt that why is he calling the monkeys and giving them, right? Our acharyas say that he was actually indebted to the monkeys, no, in the previous avatar. When he came the last time, all these monkeys were selflessly serving him because he was Lord Sri Ramachandra. He wanted to get to Lanka to get uh, Srimati Sita Devi. So all these monkeys only helped, na. So he was giving, he was reciprocating with those monkeys. You eat this butter and be satisfied now. I have come, I will feed you. Like that. Because all the monkeys were selflessly serving him that time. So he is now reciprocating. Like that, our acharyas say. So he was eating, he was giving to the monkeys, he was giving to the crows. And at this point, now Yashoda Maya comes into the picture. Okay. So yes, then Yashoda Maya, she came to this site. And first of all, when she came from the kitchen, she kept that, boiling milk aside. And she came outside to look at her son. ठीक है? And she came, and her son was not there, first of all. Then she looked, the butter pot was also broken, and her son is also not there. So immediately she concluded कि ये जो सारे गोपियाँ बोलते थे, आज तक तो मैंने भरोसा नहीं किया वो चीज़ पर. But it seems my son is a little mischievous. He has broke this butter pot, and he knows that what the consequences might be. So he has run away also. But because Krishna is small, he has not used much of his intelligence now. So he actually stepped over all those curd which has flown out when uh, he had broke the butter pot. Then he stepped on them and he was running. So it was evident that where he has gone. All the footprints he has only left behind. Now Yashoda Maya comes to that room where Krishna was feeding. He was giving his Mahaprasad to his dear, dear friends, monkeys and crows and everyone. So Krishna was distributing it. Mother Yashoda came, and Mother Yashoda is actually seeing this sight that Krishna, even though he is eating and also giving, but at the same time his eyes are very restless. In his eyes, little eyes, she is seeing fear. He's actually looking around that my mother might come at any time. So I have to finish this business very fast. And Mother Yashoda, what did she do? In order to frighten him, she did not have the desire of beating him up. But she just wanted to, frighten him. So she had a small stick in her hands, and she was going behind Krishna. Now Krishna looked behind and he saw his mother with a stick in her hand, and he was so afraid. He started crying and running. He was just running and running. Now in Bhagavatam, Shukadev Goswami says that these great yogis and jnanis and everyone, They are trying to actually capture, running and getting Krishna. They want to get closer to Krishna. They want to catch Krishna. But it is not possible. Even though Krishna is sitting as Paramatma inside, it is very difficult to attain him. And here, behind that same Parabrahma, Yashoda Maya is running. You see, such a beautiful sight. When she was running, she had all these nice malati flowers on her hair, which was falling down. And Krishna is very swift because he's a small boy. And she, because she is elderly, it is very difficult for her to catch the pace of Krishna. And she is running, and all the flowers are falling down. Our acharyas even go to this extent saying that why the flowers fell down. There were two groups of flowers on the hairs of Yashoda Maya. One group was Krishna's side, you know. They were of the opinion that actually Krishna is correct. Why is Mother Yashoda chasing after Krishna? Because he is the Supreme Lord. She is not allowed to, chase him and beat him up and all. So we don't take part of this. Once she catches him, he might think that I was on the side of Mother Yashoda. So that flower fell off. Like some flowers, which was that group, fell off. The other group also fell off, but their consciousness was different. They were thinking that Mother Yashoda is correct because she is mother, no? Her child is mischievous, so the mother has to give him some punishment. So she is correct. But because we are sitting on her head, maybe if we fall off, she will feel a little lighter, no? So she can catch Krishna first because she can run fast. Like that one group was thinking. Someone might say that all these acharyas, they are actually, are they overthinking or what is it? Actually, the acharyas are correct. Why? Because the flowers and the stones and the trees and the leaves and everything, the milk and everything in the spiritual world is actually made up of spirit only. They are conscious, they have a personality, they are conscious, they can think, they can feel, and they can will. Correct? They are not like the matter of this world, correct, which does not have consciousness. No, so in the spiritual world everything is spiritual, so everything is conscious. So they are really thinking that way. So yes, so Mother Yashoda, somehow or the other, she caught Krishna. Krishna was running, she caught Krishna, and she had a whipping stick in her hand. And Krishna was so afraid, he was crying like anything. रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं मृजन्तं कराम्भोजयुग्मेन सातङ्कनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकम्पत्रिरेखाङ्ककण्ठ स्थितग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम्. It is said that Rudantam Muhur Yugmam Mrijantam. That Krishna was crying. Rudantam. And on his eyes is mascara, which was applied as a shringar for Krishna. And it is coming off. And all his cheeks and everything, it is becoming black, more blackish because of this mascara. On the right hand, Yashoda Maya has caught Krishna. With the left hand, he is actually rubbing his eyes, crying because he is very afraid now. And बच्चा फड़फड़ा रहा है. His voice is choking. He cannot breathe. He is breathing very heavily because he is very much afraid. Right? At this point, it is said that Kunti Maharani, she was actually in Vrindavan on this Deepavali day, and she had witnessed this particular Leela by herself. And she makes a very beautiful prayer to Krishna in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where she says this verse. गोप्या ददे त्वयि कृतागसिदाम तावत् याते दशाश्रुकलिलाञ्जनसम्भ्रमाक्षम् वक्त्रं निनीय भयभावनया स्थितस्य सा मां विमोहयति भेरपि यद्बिभेति. My dear Lord, who are you? You are actually that person in front of whom the entire fear which exists, if that becomes a person, that personality is afraid of you. Fear is afraid of you. You know, api yad bibeti. But what has happened to you? गोप्याद देत्वै कृता गसिदाम तावद याते दशा. भगवान आपकी क्या दशा थी जब वो गोपी ने आपको बांधा था? When Mother Yashoda, she was actually binding you, my lord. What was your sthiti? What was your gati? Right? Ashru Kalilanjana Sambramaksham. You were actually crying like anything. Vaktram Niniya Bhayabhavane Astitasya, and you were standing there afraid. There was fear in your eyes. Right? Sa Atanka Netram. There was Atanka, there was fear, terror in your eyes. Oh my lord, you are that person whom fear is afraid of, and you are fearing someone? I don't understand your glories. Kunti Maharani says like this. This is something that happens in Vrindavan. Krishna's sweetness eclipses all his Aishwarya in Vrindavan. Right? All his godliness and everything is eclipsed by pure love of the Brajavasis, from whom Yashoda Maya is one of the foremost in parental love. So now Yashoda Maya has caught Krishna. He is breathing heavily and he is crying like anything. You know, the beautiful his beautiful eyes, because of the tears coming down from his eyes, it is actually mixing up with his mascara and it is going all over his body. And Yashoda Maya, she actually didn't have any desire to beat him up, right? She just wanted to frighten him. Now the boy has been frightened so much, she was afraid that if I leave him like this, he must not run away from home. मेरी माँ मुझे मारती है, मैं भाग जाता हूँ इधर से. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. So she wanted to make things a little cool, at the same time give some punishment to Krishna. So Krishna was very fond of playing, so she wanted to actually prevent him from playing also. ये ले, ऐसा punishment देना है तुझे. She mildly chastised him. Right? It is said, Kritagas Kritagas sorry कृतागसं तं प्ररुदन्तमक्षिणी कषन्तमञ्जन्मषिणी स्वपाणिना उद्वीक्षमाणं भयविह्वलेक्षणं हस्ते गृहीत्वा भिषयन्त्यवागुर. It is said avagurat means she started chastising Krishna, but mildly she was chastising. She was not just, just hard on Krishna. No, she was very mildly chastising. When caught by Mother Yashoda, Krishna became more and more afraid and admitted to be an offender. So he was admitting, I am an offender, my mummy, Maromat. As she looked upon him, she saw that he was crying, his tears mixing with the black ointment around his eyes. And as he rubbed his eyes with his hands, he smeared the ointment all over his face. Mother Yashoda, catching her beautiful son by the hand, mildly began to chastise him. Then she chastised him, and after this uh, particular point, she decided that I will bind my son to a wooden mortar which is around. And she was about to bind him. First of all, she took a rope and bound, tried to bind Krishna. But our acharyas say that inside Krishna, all his shaktis are also present. Correct? He has a lot of shaktis, yogamaya potencies, and all these different types of energies are there within Krishna. So these energies were actually, they were thinking that you are trying to deal with him like an ordinary boy. We will show you who Krishna is. He is the supreme Lord. We will show you. You have this audacity, like that they were thinking. So they were actually not allowing Mother Yashoda to bind Krishna. Right? So every time she would take a rope and she would try to bind Krishna, she would see that two fingers were short by width. Two fingers are short to bind Krishna. She will ask for some other rope. Like that, she collected ropes from all the Brajavasis, all the Gopikas, her friends, they were bringing ropes. And she was trying and trying and trying and trying. And while trying, her entire body, Krishna is seeing that, her entire body is actually covered with perspiration. And she was perspiring like anything, full of love for her child. She was doing that parishram for binding Krishna, but every time it was two fingers short. Our acharyas say that why is it exactly two fingers short? It could have been three fingers short, 10 fingers short, 108 fingers short. Why is it just two fingers short? Our acharyas say that the two fingers represent one finger being our contribution or our determination and our efforts to get Krishna. And the other finger is actually Krishna's will or Krishna's desire that this devotee should get me. The both should come together. Our endeavor and the sanction from Krishna. Then only we can attain Krishna. Nobody can attain Krishna by their own personal endeavors. It is not possible. Krishna is achieved by his own sweet will. Correct? So that's why our Acharya say it was two fingers. So after a point, Krishna saw his mother. She was so much she was trying and she was perspiring, she was tired since morning. All these things are happening. Now it is almost afternoon. Like, and it is said that the Karuna Shakti in Krishna, the with which he looks upon all of us, the Daya, the Karuna, the mercy potency of Krishna, it got heavy over all the other potencies of Krishna. Yes, it is true that Krishna has no beginning, he has no end. Ishvaraha Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is full of all the opulences. He is that personality who is served by everyone. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutastunvanti Divyaistavair Vede Sangapadakramopanishadir Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyana Vastitadgatena Manasat Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidus Sura Suraganat Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Yes, he is that personality who is one without a second, who is the most powerful, who is within everyone, who is pervading the entire universe. It is his Shakti with which everything is happening. It is without his own desire, nothing will happen. It is him who is independent and Swarat. That Krishna who cannot be bound by anything, he decided for himself that I will be bound by the love of my mother. त्यक्त्वा यष्टिं सुतं भीतं विज्ञायार्भकवत्सला येष किल तं बद्धुं दाम्ना तद्वीर्यकोविदा. Mother Yashoda was always overwhelmed by intense love for Krishna, not knowing who Krishna was or how powerful he was. Because of maternal affection for Krishna, she never even cared to know who he was. Therefore, when she saw that her son had become excessively afraid, she threw the stick away and desired to bind him so that he would not commit any further naughty activities. स्वमातुः स्विन्नगात्राय विस्रस् विस्रस्तकबरस्रजः दृष्ट्वा परिश्रमं कृष्णः कृपयासीत् स्वबन्धने. Because of Mother Yashoda's hard labor, her whole body became covered with perspiration, and the flowers and comb fell were falling from her hair. When child Krishna saw his mother thus fatigued, he became merciful to her and agreed to be bound. So, with his small hands, he took the rope and he bound himself. Krishna accepts defeat in front of his devotees. He likes being defeated by his own devotees. That is the greatness of the extent of sweetness of Krishna. He is such a sweet Supreme Lord, you can see. He is not just great, but he is sweet too. And now Krishna was bound by Mother Yashoda, and then the story goes on actually. He There were two trees which were actually Nalakuvara and Manigreva. They were yakshas, sons of two sons of the great yaksha Kubera. They were staying in Kailasa, and because of some of their offenses, they were cursed by Narad Muni to become a tree in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. Trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. Krishna takes this wooden motor which was tied around his belly and liberates them, and they become yakshas again, and they become devotees because they were seeing Krishna's childhood pastimes, right? And after that, Nanda Maharaj comes, all the Brajvasis comes, and finally Krishna is actually, he is untied and he is allowed to move around again. Such a sweet pastime. But in this pastime, this is one of my favorite verses with which we will conclude today, where Shukdev Goswami says a beautiful thing. He is describing about the glory of Mother Yashoda here. How glorious Mother Yashoda is. Nemam virincho na bhavo न श्रीरप्यंग संश्रया प्रसादं लेभिरे गोपी यत्तत् प्राप विमुक्तिदात्. Nemam Virincho. Virincha means Brahmaji. Not even Brahmaji. Na Bhavo. Not even Shivji. Bhava is Lord Shiva. Na Shrir Apyanga Samshraya. Not even Lakshmi Devi got that good fortune, that prasad, that fruit of love, of reciprocation from Krishna. How much has Yashoda, the gopi of Vrindavan, did? Prasadam lebhire gopi, yattat prap vimuktidat. Neither Lord Brahma, nor Lord Shiva, nor even the goddess of fortune, who is always the better half of the Supreme Lord, can obtain from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the deliverer from this material world, such mercy as received by Mother Yashoda. All glories to Yashoda Maya, all glories to her son, Yashoda Nandan, Krishna. Their love, you know, may their love sustain us in our spiritual life. May their love be our inspiration, right? It is always sweet to hear how Krishna reciprocated with Yashoda Maya, what their relation was like. It is always a festival to the ears. So this Deepavali, I sincerely pray at the lotus feet of Sri Radhika and Krishna, Sri Yashoda Maya and Sri Vrindavan Dham, that may all of us remember this pastime and enjoy this pastime, relish this pastime, and ultimately develop a taste to obtain Krishna in this very lifetime. Actually, there is so much to say. Srimad Bhagavatam, each and every syllable of Srimad Bhagavatam, if we keep on expanding, if we keep on, reading and telling and discussing for the days and nights of Brahma, it is not enough to actually explain and understand the glory of the Brajavasis of Vrindavan, of Krishna, and all his devotees, and specifically this pastime and the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is of that depth, right? Nevertheless, I attempted to keep it very short. Actually, it is a very big subject matter. The Leela in itself is very big. There are many, uh, in depth. If you go, there are many things in this Leela which are worth contemplating on, which is actually our intellect, our mind, our body, our senses, the very spirit soul is meant to relish and contemplate on these pastimes. So there is a lot of details, but we kept it very short. I hope you all enjoyed, and I feel that you all must be feeling a little closer to Krishna. Thank you for joining and remembering Krishna on this beautiful day of Deepavali. Shubh Deepavali to every one of you. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your time. Uh, if anybody,
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna. If anybody has any questions or anything, you all may unmute yourself and ask, or else we can end the session.
No questions, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Okay, then we will end here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining. Happy Deepavali to all of you and your loved ones once again. Thank you.
Happy